Lieutenant Governor Cagle, thank you so much for your nice introduction. And I just want to say that it was a great pleasure and an honor to meet you yesterday at our little gathering where we're talking about how to raise more money for after-school programs. And it is always great when you talk to a politician that is passionate about education and is passionate about children. Because so many times politicians think also just about themselves. And yesterday I met a politician who was only talking about, not himself, but about how can we help our kids, and how can we go and improve and expand after-school programs and improve education here in Atlanta and in Georgia and so on. So let's give him a big hand for his love for children. And I don't think if Mayor Reed has come already or not, but I mean, I met your mayor yesterday, who was another one of those great leaders that cares about your children. And so I just wanted to say it was terrific, and I hope that he comes here on time. And I know he wanted to join us here today, but a terrific leader also. And Dr. Underdu, I want to thank the doctor for this great leadership here in this school and being such a great school principal. I've heard such wonderful things about when you stepped in here, there was big problems here, low grades and everything, and since then you have put the fire on everyone's butt, and now things are sizzling, and the grades are improving, and the discipline is improving, and I love that the school has school uniform and all of this, so it's really great. So congratulations, a big hand also. Then, of course, Dr. Walt Thompson, who has been a jewel for many years from the beginning when we started these after-school programs, and he has been dedicated and has been helping us not only here but also nationwide. So let's give him also a great hand. And I also want to say thank you to Dr. Hall, the superintendent, who I met out there. Where's the superintendent? Oh, right over here. You should be sitting up here. Should be sitting up here on this podium. Exactly. She's a terrific leader and also very passionate. Has been doing this for many years and loves after-school program. Is a big supporter of after-school programs and for you kids to have education in the afternoon and homework assistance and so on. So I want to say thank you also to you. Let's give her also a big hand. Who is sitting right up here, you know that you can have all the best ideas in the world, but if you don't have the money for those ideas, you have nothing. And this is why it is so important to have someone that is out there and is in charge of fundraising, to raise the money that you need in order to support those programs and to have people stay there after school and help all of your kids. And Kirk Pasmador has been a terrific leader and has raised millions and millions of dollars, and has been very creative always. So let's give him also a big hand. And also I want to thank his wife Victoria, who ran yesterday. Where's Victoria? Right over here, who did this great party for us yesterday, where we met a lot of people that will help us putting more money into the after-school program. You made it very cozy yesterday, the fireplace and the cigars and the whole thing. So thank you very much. Thank you. And give it a big hand also. The women are good partners. We need this partnership. And I also want to thank the Georgia State University for being such great supporters of the after-school program. I came here today just simply because I got an honorary doctorate degree at Emory University. And of course, which is always great when you get an honorary degree and you go and give the commencement speech and talk a little bit about my past and how I got involved into giving back to the community and reaching out and helping others that need help. Because there was a time where I only thought about that being rich and famous is the most important thing. But then eventually I learned about it is more important to actually reach out and to help others that need help. And I have been involved in this, you know, with Special Olympics and with fitness programs and various different things. And to me it was always important, how can I use my celebrity status? How can I use everything that I've learned in bodybuilding and pumping up and lifting 500 pounds of weights and all of those things, and and becoming world champion over and over again. How can I use my movies, the Terminator, the Conan movies, and all of those things, and the money that I've made, how can I use that, all what I've learned, and give something back to this great country that received me with open arms? Like we have heard before, I was not born here in this country. I was born in Austria, which is on the other side of the world. But I was very fortunate to come over here and to see that this is the greatest country in the world, and it's the land of opportunity. And I became successful because I've had a lot of help and because I was in the right country. Now it is my duty to go and give something back and to make sure that other people also can become successful. And it was totally by coincidence that I fell under this idea of creating after-school programs. It was in the early 90s when I saw an after-school program in Los Angeles that functioned really well and it helped so many kids. And I said, how can we spread that, not just to have it in one school, but in many schools in Los Angeles? And we started spreading it to other schools, then all over the state. And then I ran with an initiative out there in California, and we won with 57% of the votes, which gave after-school programs all over the state of California $428 million more. And so with that, we started spreading after-school programs all over the state, in all the elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and so on. But that was not enough, because I always was thinking big, and I'm always very ambitious. I said, let's do it all over the country. And we started going from city to city to 15 different cities all over the country. And one of the cities was Atlanta. And since then, I mean, this was, we're talking about now going back 10 years or so, since then we have been promoting it here. And this school here, the Brown Middle School, has now 200 students that are attending after-school programs. And in Atlanta, there's 2,000 students that are attending after-school programs. So this has been highly successful here, and so we are so happy about that. I just wanted to come by here to this school, which is the most successful school with after-school programs, and say thank you to the teachers, thank you to the school principal, and thank you to the volunteers and to the parents, and thank you to the students that are doing such an outstanding job. After-school programs is such an important program because it helps our kids in the afternoon to keep them away from the streets. Not to send out those kids in the streets. No. Let's keep them here. Let's help them with homework assistance. Let's help them with tutoring, give them arts programs, sports programs, fitness programs, and all of those kind of things that they need so they can get smarter. And because of that, your grades are going up, you're improving everything. You're going to graduate and you're going to be all winners. Every one of you can be a winner. That is the fact. If you educate yourself. We grown-ups have to provide the after-school programs. We have to provide the education. We have to provide the funding for education. But you kids have to also be partners. You have to do the studying. You have to listen to your teachers. You have to listen to your parents. You have to listen to your mentors. Do your homework. Do your writing. Do your arithmetics every single day. Because the smarter you get, the more successful you will be. And then you can go out when you're finished with school and become doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, professional athletes, whatever you want to be, even governor of a state. You can do it all when you have the education. So I want to just say congratulations to each and every one of you, and I hope that the grown-ups and the business community in this city and in this state understands that they should contribute and contribute and contribute to education, because it's the wisest and the best investment we can make is making an investment into our kids. Thank you very much all.